Topics in post-harvest technology. Pre-cooling methods, box icing. Box icing is one of the earliest pre-cooling methods. It may be as simple as scooping ice onto the top of packed product. Here's a photo showing green onions that have been cooled, but before the boxes are sealed. A scoop of ice will be placed on top of the green onions before the box is sealed. In this photo, ice has been manufactured and then moved or augered to a drop point. You can see the ice falling into the hopper. The men then use shovels to manually add a portion of ice to each box of green onions before the boxes are sealed and shipped. During shipping, the ice will slowly melt, bathing the onions in cold water, keeping them hydrated, preventing wilting, and thus keeping them fresh. In some cases, boxes of product may move beneath a chute, which triggers a sensor. When the sensor is triggered, it causes ice to fall into the box. Here is a schematic showing such a setup. The boxes move along on a conveyor, and as they move underneath the ice chute, ice falls into the box, after which the box is closed and sealed. In other cases, boxes may be injected manually with an ice-water slurry mixture, and this slurry flows around the product. The water drains from the boxes, leaving an ice matrix around the product. Here's a schematic showing boxes of product being manually iced. It tends to be tedious and cold work. However, the trend in the last few decades has been to automatic icing as much as possible, and jacket or clamshell icers are now commonly used. Here's a photo showing a jacket icer. Please notice that it is made of stainless steel because stainless steel does not promote the growth of microbes. The jacket icer is closed around a pallet of product. At the top of the icer is a stainless steel mold, which is used to form a square cap of ice on the pallet. The cap of ice is known as top ice. In this photo, the two halves or wings of the jacket icer have opened up to reveal a pallet of product. You can see the top ice on the pallet, and please notice the water draining from the boxes. At the bottom, or underneath the pallet, is a stainless steel tank that contains a 50-50 mixture of water and shaved ice. There's a paddle in the tank that continually rotates to churn the ice-water mixture to keep the ice suspended in the water. Otherwise, it would simply float to the top of the tank. In this photo, both water and ice are being added to the tank. The water is entering from the vertical tube, and you can see ice flowing down and entering the tank from the side chute. This is a video which illustrates the operation of the jacket or clamshell icer.
Sometimes the preferred way to pre-cool a vegetable is to ice it. Jacket or clamshell icers force a 50-50 water ice slurry up the sides of a pallet. The slurry enters openings in the boxes and flows completely around the product. The product is cooled, and when the process stops, excess water drains from the boxes to leave a matrix of ice around the commodity. This process also prevents water loss and helps keep the product cold when it's shipped.
So it's about 2 minutes and a half.
2 minutes and a half? You know, is this celery?
No, this is cilantro.
Cilantro.
So literally like on a pallet of broccoli, without ice, it's probably weighing about 900 to 1,000 pounds. Once we finish icing it freshly out, you're going to be looking at about 2,000, 2,100 pounds. For us, preferably, it's iceless. You put a lot more in the truck than obviously weight-wise.
So what is the weight limit for an 18-wheeler?
40. Well, total it has to be under 80,000. So usually on a truck, we can put about anywhere from probably 42 to 44 and a half at the most. All it depends on the kind of truck, the sleeper, how heavy the truck is.
Do you weigh all your vehicles before they get on the road?
No, we got scales for them they can use, so really it's up to them. But obviously we try to figure the load out before.
Now, if the truck is over.
Yeah, because we don't want them coming back over. It's just double work for us.
Is he going to try to redo the top ice?
No, he's redoing it because he probably had too many holes on the side where it didn't fill up.
Okay. How could he tell that?
He just looks at the side.
A stainless steel tank holds the 50-50 mix of water and ice. A large paddle continuously rotates to ensure that the ice remains suspended in the water. As needed, ice and water are added to the slurry tank. The ice is made on site and is augered to the icers. All components of the jacket icer are made of stainless steel to prevent rust from contaminating produce and to increase food safety, as many microbes do not grow well on stainless steel surfaces. To comply with regulations and to prevent cross-contamination, TNA has a dedicated jacket icer for organic produce.
There's to Tanamor and Antle, a large vegetable grower in the Salinas Valley. Problems or considerations with jacket icing. Waterproof waxed or resin-impregnated boxes must be used. If a regular corrugated box were used, when it would become wet, it would lose its structural strength and the pallets would collapse. Waterproofed boxes are more expensive and more difficult to recycle than non-waterproofed boxes. So this is a consideration, but you still need to use waterproofed boxes with a jacket icer. Jacket or clamshell icing requires proper box venting. That is, the size and placement of the vents must be correct so that you have proper flow through of the water ice slurry into and through the boxes. The water used to make the ice, and which is mixed with the ice, is mildly chlorinated. Box icing is often used in conjunction with top icing. When top icing, crushed ice is sprayed or placed in a layer over pallets of product which have been placed in a truck. Now with the clamshell icer, this top icing occurs during the process of filling the boxes with the slurry. However, if you're putting other product onto a truck that has not been jacket iced, but has been cooled, and you want top ice, you would just spray shaved ice into the truck and form a layer of ice over those pallets. This is often done with sweet corn before the corn is shipped, so that as the ice melts, it bathes the corn with cold water, keeping respiration down, but also keeping those green husks on the sweet corn from wilting. When corn husks wilt, they turn gray-green, and even though the underlying corn may be good, it will be difficult to sell that corn because the corn will look old. Again, as the ice melts, the humidity is kept high. The product remains moist and wilting is reduced or eliminated. The weight of ice in each box is a problem. Here's a photo showing broccoli crowns that have been jacket iced, and you can see the matrix of ice around all the broccoli crowns. In a box such as this, the crowns may weigh 22 to 23 pounds, and the ice may weigh 23 to 25 pounds, so more than half of the weight of that box is ice. There are weight limits on trucks on highways. The weight of the ice results in less actual product that can be hauled. For an 18-wheeler, it must not weigh more than 80,000 pounds when loaded to drive on federal highways. The amount of product that will be in the truck itself will probably be in the range of 40 to 43,000 pounds. So, icing is a consideration. And again, if we weren't or didn't have to ice the boxes, we could ship more actual product, which would be more cost-effective. Summary points. Box icing is one of the oldest pre-cooling methods. Cartons may be iced manually or through the use of single box or pallet automatic icers. A 50-50 ice water slurry is injected into each box when either manually or automatically iced. Automatic pallet icers rely on the correct placement of carton vents. Ice prevents wilting, keeping product firm, but requires the use of wax boxes.